June 27th. She took her own life. I got diagnosed on October 27th with stage 2 breast cancer. Breast cancer, no cancer runs in our family at all. This was a complete surprise to all of us. Going through divorce, with my parents being divorced early in life, my grandfather passed away when I was 12, my grandmother passed away just 2 years prior. Going through a divorce myself 10 years ago, nothing has compared to what I've been through the last 9 months. The morning I was diagnosed, my radiologist called me, and I didn't answer my phone because I was like, who's calling me at 8 o'clock in the morning? So she texted me and she said, Lori, call me when you can. So I called her and she said, I'm sad to say that it came back positive. I thought of my mom immediately because she just lost her other daughter and she can't lose me as well. So I went into my mom's room, I woke her up and I told her that it was positive. And I just remember her saying, oh no. I've worked in oncology before, so I know a little bit more than the average person. I immediately just went into my bathroom, sat down, and had a pity party and cried. My 21-year-old son came in, gave me a hug, and he cried with me. I sat there as I cried, and I realized I had two choices to make. I could still sit there and remain in why me mode, or I could just put this behind me, let's attack this head on, and let's go. Let's do it. That's what I chose to do. 2 hours later, I was in the grocery store. Why? Because that's what I planned to do that day. So Mom and I got in the car, went to the grocery store, we cried on the way, we cried in there, we cried going out. What's going on with this girl? But I just had to keep going and doing what I wanted to do that day, and not let anything get in my way. I had surgery 2 days before Thanksgiving. I had the tumor removed. I had lymph nodes taken out and my port placed. Typically I go home to Maryland. We have any Maryland people in here, that's where I'm from. Went up to Maryland. We always go there for Thanksgiving. And again, this surgery and this cancer is not going to stop me from seeing my family. So I had surgery on Tuesday. Thursday morning we were in the car. Went to Maryland for a week and had our Thanksgiving dinner as we always do. I started chemo December 29th. And I received chemo 4 times every 3 weeks. After the first treatment, about 2 weeks after, my hair started falling out in clumps. And I was in the shower one day and I remember just washing my hair and it had just started really coming out really bad. And my husband was in there and I said, babe, can you just shave my head now? And he said, sure, let's do it. He said, this is the worst thing that ever happens to you. We are good. I said, okay, let's do this. So he shaved my head. As a woman, hair represents us. So it was hard losing my hair, but I didn't let it get to me because I knew that it would grow right back. And as you can see, it's coming back. I even got a haircut for you guys, too. I shave my head at night because I have a 4-year-old as well. The little one there, maybe. I shaved it at night because I didn't want him to see me. So when he woke up in the morning, because he slept with us, he rubbed my head and he said, Mommy, where's your hair? I said, honey, Mommy wants to be like you and Daddy. Till to this day, that's all he knows. The worst part, after I was getting my chemo treatments, was really not the chemo, to be honest. I handled it very well. I had an elastic shot the day after chemo. That's what really took me down for about a couple of days. So within those few days, my husband was very good. He would text him and say, bring me up up some macaroni and cheese, bring me up this, I need my meds. He was there all the way. The Marine Corps let him off. He was on leave the entire time. He could work when he wanted to, but he would really take off about 14 days once I had chemo, so he could be there for me and to watch our little rugrat. Once I finished up 4 rounds of chemo, I had 16 radiation treatments. And when I went into for our radiation treatment, we had to really schedule everything, you know. I said, look, I've earned a trip to Mexico. I'm going to Mexico. So we can either do this beforehand or we can do it after, but I'm not missing my trip that I've earned and worked for. So we did. We finished up before Mexico. I finished up on April 24th of 2016. I went to Mexico with a little bit of a burn, but it wasn't bad, and I came through radiation pretty well, too. So let's talk about business. What happened with my business throughout all of this change in my life? For 6 years, I did 2 cooking shows a week. So I did about 8 shows a month. Last spring, everything turned over to Facebook parties. And I was terrified because I really didn't do a lot of training on Facebook parties. Wasn't offering Facebook parties, and somehow, some way, they just started coming to me. So over the summer, I was like, oh, this is pretty good, because summers are kind of slow anyway, so the Facebook parties really helped. Well, then they continued on. Once I got diagnosed, I was like, okay, God, I get it now. You were really preparing me to still continue with my business, even though I couldn't really go out physically and do shows all the time. There were times that I didn't feel well, that I would just lay my head down on my computer and just post away. But I was very thankful for my business because no one had to see what I looked like. No one had to see what I felt like. I didn't have to put on a smile at a cooking show. So everything went to Facebook parties. And I just got into this mindset, because your mind is a powerful thing. We all know that. I got into the mindset that I'm going to tackle this disease and hit it head on. As my doctor told me when I first got diagnosed, let's get your roller skates on, we're going. And that's exactly what we did. It was appointments all the time. And I wanted to set a goal for my business as well. And that's what I did. I'm happy to say that I've earned level 1 already this year. Thank you. In just 5 months, and I should earn level 2 next month. My team has had higher sales every month this year than they did in 2016. My recruiting has soared. I can always get recruits, but I can't get them to qualify. But this year I've already qualified 9, so I'm pretty thankful for that. And 2017 has been my best year since I became a consultant in 2010. So I hope that my story has inspired you guys, that no matter what you're going through, you can do this business. If you have a will, you have the way. So please, just think about what do you want out of this business? And again, if you want it, it is there. You just have to really, make changes and just think about your goals and what you want out of your business. I'm going to leave you with something tonight, in case you know somebody that's going through cancer. Sometimes we don't share everything with everybody. So just something I'm going to read to you real quick. We are strong because we endure treatments that feel worse than the actual malignancies. We are brave because our lab tests came back with bad news that we did not want to hear. The reality of life with cancer is very different from the image that we'd like to portray. Our fight is simply a willingness to go through treatment because, frankly, the alternative sucks. Strength, we endure pain and sickness for the chance to feel normal down the road. Brave, we build up an emotional tolerance and acceptance of things we can't change. Faith kicks in to take care of the rest.